How dare you get likable?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Sorry,
Good evening. I can't get away from just crappy interactions for any of my games now these days. Hi, we're back, or I'm back with some fearful fortunes. That's what I wanted to say. Wow, 17 months, bloody hell, dude. Thank you. Yeah, some Fearful Fortunes, where I'm joined by two wonderful friends of mine, Chadwick and Ali, to play some Cthulhu-inspired horror Dungeons and Dragons in this homebrew world of mine, and it's a homebrew campaign. So, yeah, shit can go weird because you know that's what my brain. Well, actually, no, shit will only ever go weird without a reason. With a reason, it will never go weird without a reason. Always with a reason. But as usual, let's start this. Don't think about it, Chad. It's fine. As usual, at the start of these streams, I had to do a couple of announcements. The first of those is I'm an affiliate with Fantasy Grounds. If you want to get your Fantasy Grounds stuffs, such as licenses for it, which have gone down in price, so it's a good time to get them. Fantasy Ground licenses, as well as also various different things for Fantasy Ground systems, Dungeons & Dragons 5e and 2024, as well as also Pathfinder, Starfinder, Call of Cthulhu, Vampire the Masquerade is on there as well, so you can use the link that will be appearing in the chat in a moment, or if you're watching this later on YouTube, in the description below, and that is a way to directly support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but Fantasy Ground says thank you for supporting us and supporting this channel as well. Also, you can hopefully hear some music going in the background. That music has been provided to us by SiriusSay.com, Festia Studios. I spelled that completely wrong. Whoops. Whoa!
What? Hype train!
Wow! Woo-hoo! Damn. Thank you.
Yay!
TK Clear. Wow, that's going to take a while to roll through. TK Clear, thank you so much for those subs. Bloody hell.
Nice.
Fucking hell. It's Murphberg, Apollo, CGG, Mark, Q, Fenrix, RQ. Please enjoy your subs. Thank you so much, TK Clear. That's very, very kind of you. Bloody hell. That takes a while to spin through. So I might have to continue on for a bit. What was I? Damn it! What was I talking about? Oh, music! That's what I was talking about. Oh boy! Music has been provided to us by SiriusSay.com, Tabletop.com, Festia Studios, Alexander Nakarada for Server Studios, as well as also Travis Savoy from RPG Music Maker. Many thanks to all them for that create music that we can have as background ambience to the game and to the worlds. Okay. Yes, that happened. What else do I need to talk about? Other announcements? Don't think so. Apart from the fact I'll be streaming again next week. Fine. The thing I hate talking about. Yeah. The donations are a thing as well. If you feel like donating to the channel, you can do so by clicking the link somewhere underneath this video. Somewhere, I don't know where it is, but you can find it on there. There are some suggested tips which you can use to actually enhance the gaming experience of my players here, such as minor healing potions, homebrew item, healing potions, rerolls, advantages, inspiration, or if you wish, you and I could create a magic item together from rare quality all the way up to legendary quality. If you wish to do that, that has also been redeemed a couple of times already, and has actually been implemented into the game as well. So that is another way to just fiddle with the game and fiddle with the stuff that goes on in the background, because having secret items or random extra things just suddenly appearing in the world is a lot of fun as well. Yeah, I'm gonna shut up about that and let my players talk about the characters. And we're gonna start with... We always start with Chadwick, so we're gonna start with Ali, who runs Lila.
Yay.
Could you tell us a bit about Lila's for us?
Hello, I am Ali with the worst internet in the world. Hence, you don't see my face right now. My character is Lila, and she is a halfling and a monk. One of those monks who is trying really hard to find inner peace and conquer her fears, and that's why she went to the ghostly, ghastly islands to challenge what scares her and come back a more enlightened person. But she has a very fun travel companion who likes to mix things up and make that goal seem a bit tricky to achieve.
Yeah.
So I'm doing that.
Who could that be?
Who could that be indeed, Chadwick? Could you tell us a little bit more about him? You seem to know a lot about him.
Oh, well, his name is Torteek, and he is a Tortle monk, paladin, sorcerer. A lovely little combination that we've discovered is kind of intriguing to play. I'm really enjoying it. And he is a drunken master and kind of has leaned into that label a little bit too much. He's a bit on the drunkard side, which we don't condone drunkenness, especially drunken fighting, because we're not in college anymore. And he is just trying to make his way, helping out his lovely friend Lila, or as he likes to call her when he's really drunk, Lala. And that's where we're at.
Lila has the Lila has the patience of a saint in that regard. That would drive me nuts. Yeah. That's there was one more thing. Where can people find you, Chadwick?
Oh yes, you can find me on most of my socials as the Wizard of Dind. That is spelled out, the Wizard of Dind, D-N-D. And I can also find me on Spotify with a couple different podcasts. One is a dramatic reading of the Legend of Driz series, and an old podcast for an actual play D&D game, which is called The Wizard of Dind Presents. And we are getting ready to start off some new episodes with a whole new campaign, whole new players. And I take them on an adventure through the multiverse. So it's kind of interesting. It's a lot of fun. You should come check it out.
Yeah, watch that space. Watch that space.
Yeah.
Alrighty. With our characters introduced and the stage set somewhat, let's dive into the session today, where our heroes are in the middle of a forest. Doesn't sound particularly terrifying or scary in any way. Except this forest is on an island, and this island is in the far northwestern corner of Malintar. And this island is part of a group of islands called the Ghost Isles. Fog is the main thing that surrounds this place. Though this forest hides much more than just fog. Beasts that go bump in the night and scratch and tear at things that would preferably be living infest this forest. And our two heroes, for some strange reason, have decided to enter said forest. Well, the strange reason being that they've been asked to. They've been asked to do this by a character called Cranadine, a twisted individual from the no-name town, or Lockmouth town. No, not Lockmouth. Sorry, Lockjaw town, depending on who you ask. And Cranadine has asked them to retrieve a certain item within the forests. Our two heroes, or some might call them victims, have agreed to it. So they left the town, headed north to the forest edge, where they had to turn right for a moment until they found the main pathway into the forest. Although a pathway which was very well trodden. Some very strange reason. This, considering how much the town abhorred the forest and how terrified they were of that place, it's strange that there is a pathway that seems to lead pretty clearly right into the forest. So our heroes decided to enter. Well, they entered, Lila was being quiet. Torteek, on the other hand, was having too much fun with his beer bottle. And, or was it wine, I think you were drinking?
Currently wine.
I think it was wine, because Torteek was definitely singing and making all sorts of noises and being very grand and enjoying himself. It's a lovely trip, and it's a lovely trip down to the forest. Yes, wonderful. Except he seemed to have forgotten the fact that this forest is definitely haunted and full of creatures that like to go bump. Well, no more in the night, but during the daytime. For they got attacked by a displacer beast, a large cat-like panther creature with 3 whipping tentacles for tails, as well as also pretty horrible, ghastly riftlings, as they are called. These, well, all body and legs, I think, is all that. Body, legs, and arms is the best way to describe those things. And not pleasant arms either. The stabbing kind of arms, as Lila, unfortunately, got a few on her. However, our heroes were successful in dispatching said creatures and bringing a little bit of, well, not so sure about the word peace, but brought something at least to that small part of the forest. So as we start today, Torteek and Lila, where are you going?
Well, I decide that I'm going to have a seat right here. Oh, excuse me.
As you hear the creaking of trees and the woods around you.
Yeah, it's pretty quiet here. Well, I know, Lila, that I might like to, I don't know, take a little bit of a rest if we can.
So Lila is down to 8 health points, and she definitely needs a rest. Like, she's bruised and battered and has a bleeding nose and like bloodshot eyes, maybe a few bruised ribs. She's not doing well, so definitely a rest. So she kind of doesn't even go far enough away from the monsters they've slain to collapse, like just at the other end of the clearing. Rolls out her mat and just falls on the ground to tend to her wounds.
So, Lila, just a quick reminder to you. Fantasy Grounds counts up in terms of wounds. In actual fact, you have only taken 8 points of damage.
Oh.
So you still have 30 points remaining. However,
No,
I do recall
damage.
the end of last session, Torteek feeling rather bad for you and proceeding to pump a whole bunch of health into you with lay on hands.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You did. You helped me out quite a lot. Yes, it's been 2 weeks. Okay, I'm not as beaten up and bruised anymore, but a little rest is still a good idea.
For sure. All right.
I'm thinking maybe like just about an hour.
You take the moment to... Go ahead, Lila. Go ahead.
Lila would also like to have a little prayer and like tea and stuff to find back her spirit.
All right.
Or is that a very terrible idea? It's probably a terrible idea.
It's a horrible idea.
A little bit of a break in the middle of the forest, just after a pretty battering combat. Understandable, you want to take a little rest. As long as that's all you do, if you do anything else during this hour, then your rest will be disturbed. I'll grant you your short rest.
A short rest. Yeah.
Short rest. There you go. You can also take this opportunity to spend as many hit dice as you desire to get whatever health back, if you wish.
It didn't save the documentation of my spent key points from last time.
That's fine. You can just
Oh, it probably refreshed it after he gave us the short rest.
Yeah, that's correct. It does. Your key points refresh automatically after a short rest.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, then I think I'm feeling quite alright.
Right. You spend an hour here, seated a little ways from the slain body of the displaced beast and the kind of swiftly turning to goo riftlings. Take a moment just to sit and breathe and recuperate. The sounds of the forest, not really comforting, to be honest, because they are quiet. You can only really hear the sounds of the wind in the trees, the creaks of boughs and the far-off roar and grumble of creatures you probably don't want to fight, or at least don't want to find anyway. But yeah, go on, Torteek.
I was going to say, as we were resting, Torteek takes a look at Lila and seeing how she's trying to go and do a little bit of tea and to kind of relax and focus on getting refreshed a little bit. He goes and decides that he casts prestidigitation, and he goes through using that to help clean her off and get rid of some of the blood that's been around by making her clean, and doing so to himself as well.
Oh, that's so sweet. I'm gonna make a tea for you as well and give you some cookies.
Excellent. Well, does tea go good with wine?
I think tea goes best if you put some sugar and like a generous shot of rum into it.
Oh, I need this. I need some rum. Do you have any rum?
I do not. I just have tea. I have some sugar, maybe honey. No rum, sadly.
My wine is sweet wine. Does that count?
You can try.
Someone keeps belching out in the forest.
You look out into the forest, and the trees, they're not close packed as you might once think they are. Certainly, the forest from the village looks pretty well closed off, but from inside, not closed off at all. In actual fact, there's a lot of sight between the trees here, and you look out and you can just see this large, massive creature. Just hand goes on one trunk, pulls itself through the gap. Hand goes on another trunk and pulls itself through. And seems to growl with that intense, guttural sound as it moves. This creature is a good distance away. At least you hope it's a good distance away, considering the size of it.
Well, that's definitely something I don't want to tangle with, Layla.
Torteek, don't talk so loud. Talking, now singing. Maybe go into your shell.
Talking loud, though. I didn't think I was.
He kind of quiets down and stops talking and kneels,
tries to make his way inside of
finding a little spot where we could hide a little bit out of view.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I'd like to follow him and be as quiet as possible.
Sure. I'll say this is still part of your short rest as you take a little bit of a moment to move away and try and find a less open spot. You hear that grumble and growl of that creature, and you look across to it. As you both just watch this creature, hoping that it doesn't see you, catch sight of one of the claws that just wraps around the trunks of one of these trees. Now these trees are pretty pretty big. They're pretty big. I mean, if you wanted to hug one of these trees, you would not be able to put your hand around it. This creature seems to be able to completely grasp the whole way around the tree, and you can see the fingers are long and the nails. Well, they're not nails; they are claws that extend outwards and seem to wrap the other way around the tree, so that if it wanted to, it could just pull one of these trees up. And this creature seems to have arms that are longer than the length of its body, and it almost seems to be furred in some way, like its entire body is covered in fur, almost like a gorilla. But this creature's arms are, well, its head, to give you a sense of proportion, its head would be brushing the lower parts of the canopy. If it had a head. Because you don't see one, all you see is shoulders. And from the shoulders, these very extremely long arms that seem to extend almost right down to the floor, completely. And this creature just seems to be made up of all body and arms. Very, very, very small legs. And well, you hope there's a head on the other side of the creature, which you can't see. Although, judging by what you faced recently, might not be there.
Well, if it doesn't have a head, it can't smell us or eat us. Yeah. What did you say, Lila?
It can still smash us with its giant claws.
Yeah. I don't want that to happen. As we move away from it, I motion back behind me. Does it look like it notices us at all?
Doesn't appear to.
All right.
Seems to be moving away from you.
Oh, good. All right, never mind then. I don't do anything.
Right. After spending some time to recuperate, have some tea. Have some tea with honey, maybe a splash of wine in there. Ugh, that sounds disgusting. You gather your wits together and continue on your journey. Oh.
Using prestidigitation, I add a little bit of a sweet rum flavor to our tea.
How do you proceed from here? You know where you need to go, or at least you've been told where you need to go. How do you proceed?
Singing and dancing and frolicking. La la la. No. I'm going to try to be as quiet as Lila.
Right. Both of you, please roll me stealth checks.
Trying being the operative word here.
Lila?
Ooh.
Well,
Wow. Okay.
I'm riding on her back, so she's quiet for both of us.
That would actually be quite the image. All right. You proceed a little bit further down the pathway here, and it's a while actually, or at least it feels like a while, as you proceed down this pathway, unknowing whether or not when you will reach that stone that has been told to you about from Granadine, or whether or not you're actually really here on a sort of wild goose chase. Torteek, you're not the most stealthiest individual compared to Lila.
Well, no one is.
But I believe you are the most observant. What's your passive perception?
17.
Yes, I think that's more than Lila. Lila, your passive perception is
15.
15, yeah. So you are a little bit more awake as to what's going around you, despite you also being a little bit drunk. That creature that I was describing earlier is definitely moving away from you. However, your slightly gorilla-like attempts to move through the brush without causing any sound seems to have retracted. Well, I can't really describe it any other way apart from a fleshy mound of earth that is slowly moving its way through the trees.
Towards us because we're quiet?
Towards Torteek.
Well, Torteek stops. And I am going to make... how much time has passed since we started when we last walked?
Well, since your long rest?
A short rest.
Your short rest? Sorry. Say about half an hour, 45 minutes.
Alright, so I've got a little bit of time left on my prestidigitation because it lasts for up to an hour once you've cast it.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'll do is I'll make 10 feet away from us, opposite direction. I put like there's going to be like a shower of sparks that just kind of erupts into the air.
Mm-hmm.
And see if it takes the attention of this mound of ground.
Okay, now, question. Do you do this in the direction of that large beast that you saw earlier, or do you do it in a different direction?
Opposite direction of where we came, to the direction from which we had came, so it's behind us.
Yep, gotcha. You stopped moving, and this other creature stopped moving as well. You fire, and then you fire off the sound of that. The sound of sparks hit the striking, or the look of sparks.
Yeah.
As you send off the flashing lights a ways behind where you were walking, you're unsure, but you could swear that suddenly there is from the direction of that creature. And then it seems to move off in the direction where you sent the lights.
Watch it. What does it do?
It continues to move in that direction for a short amount of time before stopping.
Does it do anything else?
Nope.
All right. I kind of tap Lila on the shoulder and like shrug my shoulders as if to ask, what do we do now?
Did you hear that? It sounded almost like a person. It was like chattering or something.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a reasonable creature and not just a ghost or monster or something?
Well, I don't know. It could be just mimicking, or it could be something nice, but I don't think so. Why would it be here in the forest?
I don't know.
What do you want to do? It was an accident. Sorry.
I'd like to risk following that creature and bit. Okay, GM question. Was that noise as human as you made it sound, or was it just, like your voice out of game?
I'm going to have you roll a nature check.
A nature check?
Yeah.
A nice
Well,
little
she's-
nature check. I'm not that good at nature. Oh,
Well, she's-
2.
Doing that, how far away is this thing from us?
This thing is maybe about, let's say, 50 feet away from you now.
All right, I'm going to use a divine sense while she's doing this as well.
Okay. Divine sense is Fey Fiend or Undead?
Celestial Fiend or Undead?
Celestial Fiend or Undead.
I know the specific type, and I know it basically when I see it.
because fiends are either demons or devils. This is none of those creatures.
All right. Oh, I can also detect places or objects that are consecrated or desecrated, as with the Hollow spell.
Okay.
I don't like that laugh.
So,
Oh no!
while you do not sense any Fey Fiend or Undead, how far is your Fey Fiend or Undead?
60
Sorry,
feet.
Celestial Fiend or Undead. Oh, 60 feet. Ooh, okay. Well, in that case, you do sense some undead around you. There's a couple of ghosts within your vicinity as well.
Oh, good.
About 60 feet away, right at the edge of your sense. But
In which
that's
direction?
Not, which direction? to your left and right.
Oh, well, okay.
And the thing is that those two creatures aren't the thing that really kind of shocks you. The thing that shocks you is this entire forest is desecrated ground.
All right. Well,
Or at
I
least
will react to that.
the 60 feet
ahead.
around you is desecrated ground.
Yeah, that paints a picture. I will wait for my reaction until after you give the information to Lila that she
Well, that's the
discovered.
thing. Lila, with your nature check of 2, You do not know whether that sort of chittering, gibbering sound that you heard coming out of my mouth as a GM is human or otherwise. Could be human. Sounded human.
Lila is kind of intrigued, but also scared. But she's here to overcome her fear, so she's gonna go to Torteek like, do you think I should follow it to see what it is? I can be stealthy and quiet.
She asks me that. She looks at him and sees kind of like he's staring off, almost like he's staring off into nothing, and his eyes kind of take on this she's seen this happen before, but it kind of takes on this like a clouded over oracle look type of eye, you know what I'm talking about? Like the eyes are clouded over. They can still see, but it's kind of showing she's seen this before, and she knows kind of what it is that he's doing to an extent. He's doing something with some of his magical or his senses, right? And he kind of stops, and then his face crinkles, and he starts to retch a little bit. Oh, as the noxious odor of the evil of the land around him is assaults his senses. He's like, oh, Lila, I don't think that's a good idea. This entire forest is desecrated with evil, and I think anything that lives here will not be nice.
You mean the entire forest?
I believe the entire forest is evil, cursed, something. It's it's gonna make me upset because I like drinking that wine. He's gonna come back up and not taste the same the other way.
Whole forest? Down to the smallest squirrel or butterfly or everything?
There aren't any squirrels or butterflies, if you notice.
Oh yeah, what do we notice other than ghosts?
That the very distinct lack of any small forms of wildlife.
So no bird sounds, no crickets chirping.
No bird sounds, no crickets chirping, no small animals scurrying through the undergrowth. I mean, you can hear leaves moving, but they don't sound like foxes or rabbits or squirrels or anything like that. And the other thing, Torteek does mention, you mentioned about butterflies, and he says there aren't any, and you look around. Yeah, there are no butterflies here. Not even the sounds of buzzing bees.
Ed.
Yes.
Mr. DM, mind you, when I had taken the paladin class, I chose a fighting style, and I chose the fighting style blind fighting. Yeah. So I basically have blind sight for 10 feet.
Yes.
As a reminder.
Thank you very much.
Which also means I can really also see invisible things, sense them anyway.
Yeah, it's more sense them instead of seeing them, but I understand what you're saying. Right now, there's nothing within 10 feet.
Right. We should get going, Layla.
Okay, but carefully, right? No singing, no drinking.
No retching either.
No retching. She produces.
Yeah.
She produces another cookie, and it's one of those like oatmeal that are really good for your tummy when you have a bellyache.
Oh, I love oatmeal cookies, except I can't eat them because they genuinely are not good for my stomach.
Oh, sad.
Yeah.
Well, Torteek gets one.
Well, when I take one. I was going to bring over a whole case of oatmeal cookies when I come to visit, and I guess I'm not now.
It's just there's just it's a combination of the sugar and the oats that really sets my stomach going. It's very frustrating because I fucking love oats and oatmeal, but the stomach doesn't. Moving on. So you are going to continue heading further into the woods, the forest, following this path, correct?
Right.
Torteek, how
Moving as quiet as possible.
Of course. How long does your divine sense last for?
I believe it's like a round.
A single round. Okay. Right.
Yeah, it says to the end of your next turn.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Like
Nice.
a round and a half, 2 rounds, whatever.
Could I have new stealth checks from you both, as you spent some time here now studying stealth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, even better.
Bloody hell, dude, jeez.
Ooh, 12.
Ooh, okay. That is great. That is not great.
Can I...
Yeah?
This might be a silly thing to do, but I still have an inspiration from before. May I use it to re-roll? We do
You
not
may.
yet know the result.
You may.
All right. Knocking on the wood. Oh,
Natural
better.
20. There it is. 23. So, there is this, as you are proceeding forward again, there is this very one moment of looking back to make sure that mound of earth, for want of a better description, isn't following you, and you realize that yes, it is following you. And you look down, and right below where you're about to place your foot is this wonderfully placed twig that, if you step on, will give a nice sharp crack. You just very gingerly just step to the side, place one foot down and keep walking, look behind to make sure that thing isn't following you. Doesn't appear to be. You move slowly, carefully, watching where the feet are placed, away from that creature. Creature does not follow. 2 seconds.
Wonderful.
Not too sure. Okay. You spend the next hour or so moving carefully through the woods until you do eventually find a rounded stone. This rounded stone is placed, well, rather inconspicuously at the base of a tree with its roots spread out across the pathway. The pathway continues further on into the forests. In actual fact, as you're looking further up the pathway, you can see that the pathway leads much deeper into the forest and also begins to rise. So it's about as though it's starting to ascend a hill. This stone is, well, moss covered, lichen spreading all over it, as it just looks like a regular old stone. Except you notice, carved into the center of the stone is a circle with, at the top of it, what looks to be a cross.
I think
Right.
this is the waystone that we were looking for, Layla.
Yeah, looks like it. Now, do you see the amulet that is supposed to be there?
We gotta go to the mound after that to find the amulet. I think.
It's on top of the mound, not on the waystone. What do you feel? What do you sense when you check for unnatural entities around that stone?
Well, let me see.
Do it?
I close my eyes and I reach out.
and I will use another divine sense.
All right. Reach out again, and again that horrible, foul sense of desecration around you. And again, you sense two undead creatures to your left and right. Right at the edge of your sense. As to anything else, doesn't appear to be anything else. Just these two undead creatures.
When I look at the waystone, is it the same way?
It is. Interesting. It is the same way.
All right.
It is just it is the same way of it just being just a regular old waystone. Except this waystone, it appears to be fighting a losing battle against the desecration around it. This waystone is what's the other word?
Consecrated?
Consecrated, thank you.
Oh. I motion Lila to come with us. Come with me to the waystone. Are we at the waystone, or we just see it?
You're at it. You're
all
at
right.
it.
I reach out and I touch the waystone. Just kind of like feel around it,
It's cold. It's cold to the touch. And not in the this is cold thing. This is ice cold, as though you're touching something of the grave, as though your life force is being siphoned off by this stone into it.
Wow.
Oh, so
like
it's
trying
not
to get our
positive.
energy to survive.
It is not positive, no.
Oh,
But it
okay.
is
So then
still
that
hope.
wouldn't be consecrated. Oh, really?
Yes.
But to a
Interesting.
god that is dark, you mean?
So
It's
roll a religion check
yeah.
for me.
Sure. I'm not very religious still. Oh, well, all right,
Wow, look at us, couple of monks sucking ass.
Yeah. Well, Lila, as Torteek is describing the sense to you, it doesn't mean anything to you. Torteek, there is a god within the world of Manita called Mors, who is the god of the dead.
That's right.
They are the one that tends to shepherd the souls from left to right. They do have an enemy. There is an undead equivalent who the two of them are a constant battle with each other. But Mors is the one that is the god of the dead. And one of his symbols is a circle with a cross at the top of it. This stone might be a dedication to him. Or her, or it.
All right.
But it also the dead doesn't have to mean that they're bad, right? Like death is a natural part of the cycle of life.
Right.
That is one of the things that the priests and priestesses of Mors try to preach, that death is simply the passage or transition from here to the next, and that death gives meaning to life, and that's what they try to preach. Unfortunately, many peoples don't see that.
Right. I'd let Leela know this is actually a stone that is dedicated to the god Mors. It's rather cold when I touch it, but it's like it's trying to fight away the heat, the evil of the forest.
But like, if even Morse has no place here, then this is the place of the undead, right?
Yeah. Potentially. I mean, I do sense... I've consistently sensed ghosts on the edge of my senses, if you will.
Yeah.
For the last couple of times I did this.
You mentioned that, and that reminds you. Oh, shit, where are those? And you look up, and those two ghosts, they have made themselves visible and are moving slowly towards you two.
Can I see who they are? Or do I recognize them at all?
Do you recognize them? Roll me a perception check.
Can I see them?
Yeah, please roll me a perception check as well, Lila.
Please, Lila, help out. Ooh, natural 20.
Oh wow, natural 20. And 21. Okay.
And 21.
So, you both see them. And you both roll very, very high, so you both notice this. The two ghosts, they're not being aggressive. It actually looks very much like they are slowly moving towards you as though trying to gauge your reaction. But you see that one is a man and one is a woman. The man looks to be in his shadowy form. He looks to be an adventurer of some kind. You can see the remnants of what would have been a sword and pretty decent set of armor. And it looks like he's walking, except you notice that none of the trees or plants, none of the plants move when he walks through them. The woman doesn't appear to be an adventurer at all, but you notice that she is wearing long flowing robes, and you can vaguely make out a slightly brownish color to them. And you notice that she is walking with a staff, or at least somewhat, or seems to be a staff anyway. And they are both walking to you two very cautiously. They don't appear to be aggressive.
I know. Oh, we both. I glance at Lila to see if she looks like she's acknowledging this as well, like that she sees them.
Yes. But yeah, they seem very different from the ghosts we saw in the city. They look just like wandering people.
I'll do a quick look around the area to see if there's any walking mounds of flesh or earth around.
I'll keep your natural 20 from earlier for 27. You look around and you do not notice any of those mounds of flesh that you spot that seem to be have a liking to you earlier.
Right. And I look up at them and I bless you. I go and wave at them.
Oh wow.
They both stop. Slightly taken aback, or some seems to be slightly taken aback of the fact you spotted them, or at least you're making that gesture of acknowledgement. The man then steps forward. And this, well, I'll do the best I can. This haunting, ghostly voice emerges. You see the mouth move, but whatever strength that this person had is long left it. What are you doing here?
We are looking for something for a friend.
Leave this place. You are not welcome here.
You don't look like you want to be here yourself.
Yes, can we help you in some way?
Roll me insight, pair of you, please. $16.
10.
Lila, it's difficult to read a ghost's expression. Torteek, there is a flicker of something. Some emotion passes quickly across their face, but you don't see what it is. You don't know what to capture, but a flicker of emotion crosses their face. We are guardians. Leave this place.
It looks like you need help because there's a lot of stuff around here that look like they're in opposition of your guardianship. My friend, there was a thing here. He said he needs to help fight back against these ghosts that come into the town every night. A medallion with the image of a knight killing a lizard or dragon or something.
Do not take the Protector's medallion.
What do you mean, Protector's medallion? What does it do? Does it protect you?
Leave this place. We guard and keep safe this place.
Well, it's what we're trying to help with the town.
You do not help. You have a cursed item upon you.
What do you mean?
It's just beer.
We sense the items upon you. We can kill you, but we do not want to.
But what items do you mean? We didn't mean to bring something cursed into your forest.
He raises one hand slowly. Question: where do each of you keep the statue that you took from Caladine?
Oh. I'm keeping it in one of my many jacket pockets.
Because he points, at least to you, leader. He points directly to the pocket which contains that statue.
Okay.
Imagine mine would be in a similar type of pocket. Do I have one too, yeah?
Yeah, you both have one.
Yeah, we each have one. Wait, what do you mean this is cursed? A friend gave it to us to protect us.
They are no friend of yours. If you have such a thing, your death will feed the prisoner. Leave this place.
All right. It's very cryptic. We don't understand. You've got to help us. What? Do you know Crenadine?
That name is unknown to us.
Who is
Leave
this
this place. Otherwise, we will have to kill you.
Let us help. We're here to
You
help.
cannot help.
Why
Who
not?
is
What
this
happened?
protector?
Sorry, one at a time, Leela. What did you say?
Go ahead, Leela.
But in order to even find out if we can help or not, we need to know what happened. Can you tell us about it?
Run me another insight check, please, Leela,
Yes.
on that question. You can gain advantage for this one. Oh, wow! A 2 and a natural 20. 25.
2 and
Okay,
a natural 20.
That is a
advantage
hell of a
wasn't
good one.
amazing. You've been watching this ghost. You've been watching him. It's the man that is the adventurer that is talking to you. The woman is standing back a ways, and she's a little bit closer. And you notice that her robes are, well, they're very reminiscent of a priestess's robes, specifically of the god of Darnan, who is the god of the earth. So unusual that a priestess of Darnan would be here, even in ghost form. But this adventurer, he is conflicted. It looks like he wants to tell you. He wants to try and explain to you what's going on, but for some reason is either not able to, or he's being prevented from doing so.
Mm-hmm.
Or he can't remember, but he wants to tell you, he wants to answer, but all he can say to you is leave.
Oh, difficult. Would you... Is there something... I don't quite know how ghostliness works, I have to admit. But is there something good that can be done for you? Something little?
Roll a persuasion check. The unmistakable sense of sadness. That is emotion that both of you very clearly see when you say that. Passes over his face. There is nothing that you can do for me. I ask you once more. Leave this place. And do not return. He turns on his heel and starts to walk back into the forest.
What about the other one?
She stays watching for a short amount of time before also following.
I speak up as he's walking away. Well, what about guiding us? If we understand more of what this thing is that he wants, we might be able to help understand what the problem is here, and we can come to a solution for what's going on in this place. Because if we leave it and don't get it, there could be other people that are going to try to come out and make it anyway.
Yeah.
And it's just going to cause more death and destruction if that's what you're trying to avoid.
Roll me a persuasion check, Torteek, and you can get fucking advantage for that. That's amazing.
Well. Ooh.
23. It's really good. The Ghost Adventurer, I mean, the DC was 20, so you rolled really well there.
Nice.
The Ghost Adventurer stops, turns. I cannot give you guidance. If you seek the medallion, speak to the Guardian. They may give you guidance. He turns back and heads into the forest.
Wait, but I thought they were the Guardian.
As they walk away, I say, for lack of something better, because he's not sure. As he speaks the words he's about to speak, he like forms a circle with his hand like this, and then starts like this, goes around, then goes like this. It does like basically like the symbol of Moors.
Yeah, the symbol of Moors. Yeah.
And he says, "May Moors find you to help you pass on to your better life."
There is no acknowledgement.
All right.
With that very strange interaction, what do the pair of you do?
I'd like to look at the little sculpture again that we got.
Okay. You pull up the sculpture.
Yeah.
And it is Well, once before, this sculpture, which was in the House of Grenadine, seemed to be this almost like tentacle like monstrosity. It seems to, and the form was kind of amorphous. It was a bit difficult to see, difficult to work out. The shape has started to become more defined. You see that what would have been what looks like hair, sort of kind of hair, or sort of kind of arms, you notice now is tentacles. You can clearly see the very defined suckers on the edges of each tentacle that come up and protrude out of what appears to be an ocean. Although the ocean now seems to be formed of stars, and you see that the sort of veil-like part of the top of this creature actually is not a veil. It is this almost artistic rendition of space and time being folded around this bulbous-like head with Well, you're hoping that those slight nodules that are appearing on it are not eyes, because that is far too many eyes for a creature to have. And you can also see that at the start, when this statue was given to you, or it was recommended that you take it, it kind of just had a pretty boring, almost slightly off-white greyish tone to the stone. It is now beginning to gain colour, and the predominant colour that seems to be spreading across this sculpture is blue, but a very almost electric colour of blue to it.
Oh, I was on mute. So the more we moved into the forest and into its preferred area, let's say, the more shape it's getting.
Seems like it.
Does it look like a bit like the creature we fought? Or more like a secret?
The creature you fought? Oh, are you referring to the creature that you saw?
Yeah, like if it has resemblance with that, or something we saw already in the forest, or if it's more of a general sea creature, tentacle monster.
It does not resemble anything you have seen before. That doesn't require any roll. It doesn't look like anything you've seen before.
Mm-hmm. What?
From your religion, Lila.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it looks like a very strange sea creature.
Discussing with Lila, what do you think it might be, Lila?
Well, definitely from the ocean. Definitely reminds me more of the fish people than the monkey people. But
Yeah.
if it was meant to betray us, I wonder. I would like to leave them behind. But maybe the ghost also wanted to scare us, and tell us to not trust the humans and our friends anymore. So we get lost in the forest. But honestly, the ghosts seem honest.
Yeah, that's what I think. I mean, they don't really have any reason to lie to us. Ghosts pretty much are what you see.
And they didn't try to eat us or scare us or take our souls or something.
No, I didn't.
Do you think it's a smart idea to smash one of the sculptures? Or bury it or something?
What did oh, hold on a second. He grabs the bottle, takes a drink of his wine because it's been a minute. He kind of waits a minute. All right. What was the question again?
I wonder if we should leave the sculptures or maybe destroy them.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing is, what did Grenadine say they were for? I forget.
Wait, do I have this in my smart notes? Let me check. No, I did not take a note on this.
Roll a quick history check.
Both of us or him? Her.
Probably Lila, because you're asking Lila the question.
What should I roll?
History. And don't biff it. It's a really low DC.
2. Once more, I have no clue.
Yeah, I said don't biff it. That meant don't roll a 5 or lower. So yeah, you don't remember what he said they were for.
Damn it!
Sorry.
I think, but they were definitely meant as protection, right? He said we shouldn't, if I recall correctly, he said we shouldn't leave without them. So who knows? Maybe the ghosts are upset, but they're protecting us from something even worse. But maybe he's also a liar and tried to deceive us so we get eaten by the ghosts.
Well, I don't know if he's necessarily lying. It doesn't make sense, but it could be that his sense of understanding is highly of the situation is different than what the actuality is. And so
I don't know.
I
mean, we're basically bringing a powerful artifact back out of the cursed forest for a person we don't really know, and where the leader of town, asshole he might be, told us that we shouldn't do it. It could be that he's building something horrible, actually. We don't know.
If you remember, though, there was the one other stranger that we met. It was this human, well dressed, with dark hair, remember, had a pointed beard. And he said, he was saying, follow the path to release. And then he went into the forest. I can't remember if this was a ghost or not.
No, you didn't meet them. That was a story that was told to you.
Well, it's like I met him anyway, because how good the story was.
Sorry, I did need just to step in there and just go. It's like correction. You didn't meet him. That was a story that was told to you by one of the townsfolk who had met the person.
All right. But that was similar to the same thing that Grenadine was telling us to do. Can I examine the statue a little bit more now? And see if I can figure anything out about the statue, what it could be. If it's a representation of a god or a demon or something like that.
Okay. I'm not sure what kind of role this would be. So roll me religion. Same thing. Religion check.
Religion. It's a cereal now. Ooh.
18 is good. It's not good enough.
Do I garner any information?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Nope.
Well.
Whatever this creature is obviously not common knowledge.
Right.
And has not been among any texts or studies or treatises that you have read, either regarding to your own gods or to any of the other gods that you may have studied.
I don't remember anything from this thing here, what this could be. Well, the least of it all is we need to keep going, whether we bring something back or not. We still need to get going because there is more information to be found.
There is. Okay. So you first want to look at the amulet, you mean?
Yeah, let's can you help me Be careful if you touch this waystone, but help me check out the waystone in the area as thoroughly as we can for the next couple minutes or so. See if there's anything else we can find.
Okay,
Right.
will do.
Roll investigation check. One of you, either both investigation check, or one of you with advantage. And so you're both helping each other to search the area.
Let me. How are you? I'm not that good on investigation. I can give you my advantage.
All right, as I say, I am proficient with it, but
Yeah, nice. You
All
get
right.
my advantage, definitely.
all right. Ooh, there we are.
3. All right. The stone itself is apart from being fairly innocuous in its simplicity. The carving of the circle with the cross on it. The only notable thing about it. The lichen and the vines and moss that are slowly spreading over the stone. They look unhealthy, I have to say. The moss that is slowly climbing up the side of the stone, and the lichen that's kind of sort of slowly spreading across the top of it. It's not that nice sort of fresh green that you get of moss, or those vibrant colours of lichen. This is stuff that's pretty slimy and looks almost rotting. Within the very, very close to the stone, you actually find the small deer track that Cranadine previously mentioned that you would need to take. It is very overgrown, and if you're not careful, you may end up spraining the ankle or two, spraining your ankle as you walk through the deer track. As to the area around, there's not much else here except the main pathway that you've been following continues further into the forest and disappears around a corner, heading upwards into the hills.
Okay. So there is some deer here, and it's probably very evil.
Well,
It's
that's
at least
the
an
way
animal
we
track.
need to follow. That's the way we need to follow still, right?
Okay, I would say let's try.
All right, let's do it. Keep your eyes and ears open.
Right. With that, you both turn off the track, head further and deeper into the winding, twisting roots among the tall trees here in this unknown forest on an island far to the northwest of Malatar. And I will take this moment to have a bit of a break because I need more tea. And I also need
yes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
gonna take a bit of a break here, and we'll find out what happens with Torteek and Lila at about 10 to 15 minutes. Shortly.
You've got 10 minutes to get your friends to come and watch the end of them stream, people.
See you shortly. Good evening. We are back with some more Fearful Fortunes. Don't know why I'm doing my sultry voice tonight, but I'm doing my sultry voice tonight. Our heroes, Torteek and Lila, are in the middle of a forest. This forest has no name, but the island in which it exists also has no name. The group of islands, called the Ghost Isles, are where they currently are. And they've just had an encounter with 2 ghosts, one of whom was very talkative and told them to leave this place because they are guardians and do not want our heroes to be there. But they have been told. But they have been told that should they if they want guidance, to go and find the Guardian. Maybe this has something to do with the medallion that they've been told to go and get by Cranadine? Is Cranadine really a good guy? All these questions that are now buzzing around our heroes' heads. Heads as they
So many
traverse
heroes.
deeper into the forests here. So, Torteek and Lila, how go you through this forest?
Towards where we need to.
Quietly, okay. Stealth checks, please. Because I heard
When you
quietly.
say stealth check, do you mean like quiet?
I mean quiet. You know
Yeah.
exactly
Okay.
what I mean, dear boy. Okay.
Oh, I'm not as quiet as usual. I'm only at 15.
No, but you both rolled pretty high, and you feel that you are making your way through this undergrowth, placing your feet very carefully. And well, this is now the question to you both: how long are you going to continue doing this? Because in order to move quietly, you are having to also move slowly, being very careful where to place your feet. So you don't accidentally tread on anything that might go snap in this very quiet forest.
I think for sake of care, we are we're moving quietly at first to see if we this is my view. We're moving quietly at first to see if we attract anything. And after a period of time, if it doesn't look like we're attracting anything, then we will pick up our pace and move quicker. Being careful to, if we see anything or whatever, then we will stop and slow down or hide or whatever.
Yeah. Basically going from tree cover to tree cover and bush to bush.
Okay. It's fortunate. Yeah. Carry on.
I'd like to keep an eye on the little statue every now and then to see if anything changes with it.
Alright. It is fortunate that you move from tree to tree, from bush to bush, from cover to cover, because shortly into your travels, Torteek, you're the one that sees this. You see firelight through the trees, not southward, but northward, sort of in the direction of where the hill starts to rise, in that direction. And you see moving around beneath the trees, ways off, but you're pretty sure that those look like fish people.
What?
But not the kind that you have seen recently.
Bring this to Lila's attention.
You both see
What do you mean?
these individuals, and they actually look. I've got this right. Yes, they actually look like fish people. Not fish-like with slightly wider eyes and facial features and being bald. No, these look like actual fish people. You can see that they have this very long dorsal fin that extends from basically where the nape of the skull would be, right down their back. And you can see that in place of ears, they have fin protrusions. And you can see that they are wearing armor of a sort, except it looks kinda shell-like in a weird way.
Okay.
And you can very
shell-like.
clearly, yeah, kind of shell-like in a very strange way, which is odd because it's the middle of the forest. Why would there be shells in the middle of the forest? And
Or there'd be fish in the middle of the forest.
fish in the middle of the forest, yeah, exactly. But yeah, these creatures look pretty fish-like. As in, like,
All right.
as in a fish that has been turned into a person rather than somebody who has fish-like traits.
So, if I were to go and say as Chad and not Torteek, would these things look more like Tritons or Kuatoa?
I need to look up Tritons, but definitely not Kuatoa.
Okay. Tritons being like your traditional merfolk type of people.
Oh, also not.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. All right. I don't. Do they look? They don't look spectral or anything of that nature.
No, they look actually. They look very solid. You can clearly see that. You can clearly see the fire. As they move around the firelight, they obscure the firelight, and you can where the bodies are positioned around the fire. You can see almost their bodies slightly faintly glistening from the firelight that gets reflected off them.
How far away are they from us?
They are quite a distance away from you. They are about 120 feet.
Okay. And are they where we want to go?
No, they are not where you want to go, but they are parallel to the path that you are traveling.
All right. I look to Lila and whisper, should we keep low and skirt their area? I don't think that they would be friendly if they live out here.
No, and I really don't want to. Let's say it like this. I would love to hear what they're talking about and where they're going, but I would hate to run into them directly.
Well, how about this? I stay here and you can sneak up and listen because you're much quieter than I am. My shell gets in the way of the underbrush.
Okay, I will try.
I'll keep an eye on her. I
Okay.
believe in you,
Okay.
Lila.
Oh, 12. That's a bit disappointing.
Okay.
I did believe in you, Lila. It was nice knowing you.
It was nice knowing you. Wait, can't I do things? I can do things. I'm a very
Can you do
capable,
things?
cool. Naturally stealthy. I'm just looking at my abilities.
I would almost have rathered you roll a 1.
Yeah, right. Because my nice
Yeah.
hobbitness can make me feel that. I do have naturally
Hobbitness.
stealthy. I can attempt to hide even when you're obscured only by a creature that is at least one size larger than you. But I'm not sure that's very helpful right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I'll continue for a bit. You, Torteek, you remain behind, and you position yourself so you're not going to be not going to be seen, but able to keep an eye out on Lila. And you're watching Lila move, and for some reason she doesn't seem to be moving pretty stealthily this time. I mean, she's normally pretty good, but she might be off her game for some strange reason. Don't know, but she's moving somewhat quietly. But you glance up and you glance towards the group, and seated around the fire, there is one individual who looks, well, it looks a bit grander than the other fellows. It appears to have, well, an extra set of arms for one thing. Seems to be a lot taller than those around him, and is wearing much more armor than the rest of them. As Lila moves away, this individual glances up, points out, yells something, and points in the direction of where Lila is.
Oh,
Damn
bugger.
it. So close. So close.
What do you want to do?
I would like to the speed. I would let me think for a second.
You notice that the group, that several of the group have started moving, and are starting to advance towards the position Lila has suddenly stopped in.
Oh god, okay. So since I'm pretty speedy and mobile, and difficult terrain doesn't affect me, I'd like to move away into the underbrush quietly.
You're gonna need to make me a stealth check for that. Another one.
Yeah, definitely. $16.
Right. You start to move. You start to move away and move directly. Move almost perpendicular to where these guys are moving towards you, and you get the feeling that you may have given the slip, but then you hear through the trees, and they suddenly start. And Torteek, you see this. These creatures suddenly switch direction, following the commands of this larger individual.
Going towards Lila.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I go. And now this is going to be different here. Now, I cast Chill Touch.
Okay.
120 foot range. 120 foot range.
Okay.
It's technically an attack, right? But here's the thing. I create a ghostly skeletal hand in the space of a creature within range.
Okay.
And so what I'm going to do is I'm not actually going to attack them, but that leader, the one who's in there, I create this hand and it goes up right in front of its face. It goes, points to it and does this, like to stop.
Roll me intimidation.
Like that.
Oh dear. That's one of the only ones I don't have.
Well, I was about to say
What?
you can use your spellcasting
Spell
modifier
attack?
instead.
Oh, all right.
So whichever your spellcasting modifier is, you could use it instead of charisma. Which I believe for a paladin is charisma, but I'm not sure now.
Well, both paladin and sorcerer. Okay, I'm looking here. Hold on.
Actually, is it? I'm not sure.
Yeah, it is.
It is charisma. Okay.
Oh, charisma plus proficiency modifier. So that's 4 plus proficiency is 7 total. So add 3 more to that. That'll be 15.
15. Okay. What how that works? Sure, we'll go with it because it's fun. What's your
I hate it
spell
when
save?
you get that laugh. Oh, no.
What's your spell save DC?
Well, technically, this spell is a it's an attack spell, but I
know.
would have rolled to attack, right? But
Yeah, I know.
right, based on what you're asking, let me see.
8 plus your proficiency modifier plus your spell attack modifier.
Yeah, so 8 plus 7, 15.
15. Right. Insight is on wisdom. Let's just do that. Yeah. Alright. Alright. You cast this spell, and you cast it right in front of him. Obviously, not attacking the creature. The creature jerks back, swipes out at it with this vicious-looking trident in its hand, causing your spell just to completely vanish, and you hear coming from this creature. At which point, the other fish creatures that seem to be closing in on Lila look back. Yeah. And most of them start charging back to the leader. A few still go after, still seem to be looking for Lila. However, they're now looking for her. While the rest go running back to the leader. Leader, what do you do?
Tricky. Wait, so how many have seen me? Like, how many know I'm there, and how many just sort of follow the vague direction of the guy shouting?
About, let's say 3 are still... you know what? Roll me insight.
Okay.
You quickly glance at them. 22. Yeah. Okay. The three of them that have stayed behind are now following the directions of this leader person.
Mm-hmm.
And appear to be trying to look for you.
I see.
Which?
But they're just trying to look for me. They don't exactly know where I am. So I'm gonna take a bunch of cookies. Oh no, wait, I'm in the forest. There's probably like rocks and stuff. Wait, I don't have to throw perfectly good. I'm gonna take a handful of rocks.
Okay.
And we'll throw them against like branches and into bushes in 3-4 different directions. So they make a bunch of noises at like different points around me and confuse people where the sounds are coming from.
Roll deception.
Deception?
Yes.
But deception means charisma, and I don't have any charisma. That's not charisma. I'm throwing something.
I know you are. I know you are, but you're attempting to deceive by misdirection of throwing stones to get them away from where you are.
But I'm not being deceptive with my words and my charming, apparently not so charming person.
No.
Just remember,
no.
Those who live with low charisma should not throw stones.
But you do make a very compelling argument. So, instead of using your charisma here, I will allow you to use dexterity for this.
Okay. Okay. Nice. That is. I am.
Can I
Wait,
see
wait.
her at all?
What's your passive perception?
17.
Yes, you can.
Okay. So I can see what she's trying to do. Can I try and assist her?
How would you assist?
By using
Hell yeah.
prestidigitation off in the
Okay.
distance to create like a shower of sparks, just like into the air. They don't make any noise. It's just like a bunch of like blue, icy blue sparks go up into the air.
Sure. Where are you doing this?
Well, there is a range of 10 feet, so 10 feet away from where I'm at.
Nice.
In the opposite direction that she's at. So, like,
Okay.
if she's over here, I'm doing it over there. You're like, she's
Yeah,
over
no,
here,
I
I'm
got
doing
you.
it there.
I got you. Okay. All right. You can, Lila. You can roll again to see if you can get anything higher than what you've got so far.
Okay. Very nice.
Oh,
Yeah. Let's take
Well, so we'll keep the 14 then.
roll.
damn dice roller. Fuck you, dice
So-
roller.
Hey, you should see my normal dice. You should see me rolling dice. It's ridiculous. Even with electronic dice, I still have poor luck. It's ridiculous.
Oh, God.
Okay, so what happens is this: is Lila, you find with just around where you are, you're still crouched down because you're small. You're able to hide within the underbrush, within the brush here. So you're able to sort of somewhat keep yourself from visible eye line, and you find a couple of rocks, so you quickly just chuck them out around you. And as that happens, Torteek, you see what's happening. You see what Lila's trying to do. You quickly send sparks off. These three individuals that these three individuals stop. One of them looks to the other two and points in the direction of where they saw the sparks, while the other two look directly at where you are, Lila. They haven't seen you, but they know. But they have a pretty good idea about where you are now. It seems that they are a little bit more aware of their surroundings than you think.
Damn it.
Intelligent enemies are the worst.
They're annoying, aren't they? And Torteek,
Huh?
you can hear, and you glance back to the fireplace, and the large one of these creatures seems to be busy giving commands, and is pointing in the direction where your lights were.
Okay.
It seems your lights have also been seen.
I'm going to try moving towards the same direction that we were trying to move before. I forgot to talk like Torteek.
All good.
So we will go and try moving in the other direction quietly towards where Lila's supposed to go.
Okay. So, just so I have an image in my head. Lila and Torteek, you are now heading. Are you heading? Are you still somewhat following the same direction as the animal track, or are you heading backwards towards the waystone?
I'm heading further along the animal tracks to where
Lila?
we're
Yeah.
supposed to go to.
Lila, which way are you going?
I'd like to. Yeah, I'd like to meet up with Torteek again, to not be alone against several enemies.
Sure. All right. I need you both to roll me stealth checks then.
But I don't want to lead them directly to him either. Like, sort of keep on going through the brushes.
Mm-hmm.
Another stealth check, you say?
Yes, please.
Ooh.
I shall.
Okay.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. 15.
Okay. Torteek. Is it? I think Torteek. What's happening is you now reach that buzz moment of alcoholic concept within your body where you're just able to just start sailing and things are just happening right as you need to, and you move. It's as though you are imitating ghosts. You move from tree to tree, through brush to brush, and you continue moving along. You glance behind, and these creatures, these fish creatures, are heading in direction where your lights were, including the one that was sent, that was part of the two that were going after Lila and headed that way. They are. You've left them behind. You've outwitted them. However, you do notice that Lila, she's off her game. She's really off her game because she's being quiet. She's being as quiet as she can. You can see the little bob of her hair just above the underbrush. Except the two of these creatures that were proceeding, that were following her, are following her and are closing in.
All right.
Lila, you can also glance back and see that they are still hot on your tail.
Oh, right.
I think I'm going to try the same thing I did before, but to the one that's in the lead, chasing after Lila, with the chill touch, have the skeletal hand appear in front of its face.
Okay.
Intimidation.
Yeah, intimidation again. You can add your spellcasting modifier to this.
See if it worked. How I did it. Ooh, 25.
25. Damn. Okay. Yeah, that's. Yep, that's a big old nope. You cast your spell. You cast your spell again. The spectral hand appears in front of this creature. Hand out, points, stops again, and the big stop hand in front of this creature. This creature goes and starts swiping at your spell, and doesn't hit anything. And sort of screams from pain. I'm not sure why, but it screams from sort of pain, and then. When your spell too quickly disappears, it stands back, stumbles back a bit, and starts looking around. Let's see if notices. Lila, you can roll me another stealth check with advantage now because Torteek has distracted.
He has whacked them badly. Okay. Let me check if I can do that this time. Come on, I'm so good at stealth. I have a +6 in stealth. It's my best skill.
I know.
How's that?
Okay.
17. Okay.
Roll again to see if you can get a higher score.
Oh yeah, advantage.
Oh, great. Okay, it was advantage. Sorry. Okay, 16.
17. All right.
At least I'm not a complete oaf.
At least you are not a complete oaf. And the distraction that Torteek has done to the one that was kind of holding the lead, following you, Lila, steps back and casts about, looking for that telltale movement in the undergrowth. Can't seem to see it. Lila, you have managed to find a small patch of grass, a small patch of ferns that's kind of envelop you almost. You crouch underneath them, holding very, 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 very still. The smell of the earth around you is wafting up to you as you're crouched down. There's something a little bit rotten, actually. Now that you're so close to the earth, there's something a little bit rotten about the earth around you. That's kind of wrinkles your nose a bit. But you hear that coming from behind you as you hear them begin to move and begin to swipe through the grass, looking for you. What do you do?
Okay.
Torteek, you can see that the two, they seem to have lost Lila and are now beginning to search.
All right. I'll keep going the same direction that we were going.
Lila?
I'm gonna try and meet with Torteek with like a little extra zigzagging through, just to make sure I can really shake them.
Okay.
Run in a zigzag pattern. I'll never find you.
I'll keep your stealth checks from previous.
You know what I mean, right? Like a bit of an extra effort to not walk in a straight line, but like circle around a bit, find the stealthiest way, even if it's not the shortest.
Yeah, of course. You move. You both move very, very very quietly and stealthily. I won't get you to roll again. I'll keep the checks that you had before. I move further deeper into the forest, away from this group of fish creatures. Eventually, you hear the swiping of leaves being thrown around by some sort of spear, and the sounds that kept coming out of them fall slowly behind you. Whatever that group was. Well, they're aware of something within the forests. Seems that you've given them the slip.
They're aware. I mean, they can be aware if they want it, as long as they don't see us.
They're werefish. They're people that turn into fish.
Yeah, they may be, for all you know. You continue along the pathway for a bit. You can stop
Lila.
by the way.
Lila, did you smell like any other water?
I smelled that everything feels a bit off. Everything is like spoiled food.
Right.
Creeping me out.
Do you know what I'm thinking is, why were those fish people out in the middle of a forest?
Yes, right? I thought they're not supposed to be here, that nobody comes here, and that they're all scared of the forest. Really? I think our friend was setting us up. He isn't our friend at all.
It's possible. Look at your little statue. See if it looks any different right now or not.
Oh yes, good point. And does it?
You glance down. It doesn't appear to have changed in any way.
Sorry, what did you say?
It doesn't appear to have changed in any way.
Yeah.
Roll a survival check, both of you, for me, please.
Well, if I must, I guess I will.
If I must.
Oh, natural 20!
Fucking hell,
Oh.
jeez.
You realize this
Sure.
means when we get into combat, all ones.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay, let me check my survival skill right now. 3. It's
For a total of
5.
5.
It's a 5. Oh
Well,
no.
there's a reason why Torteek always went with you, is because he was the one that was able to keep you on track most of the time, Lila.
I mean, imagine how powerful he would be if he wasn't drunk the whole time. Oh my god.
Exactly. It would be amazing. But Torteek, you realise that you in order to get to the deer path or to the waystone, you had to head northwards into the forest, which at a certain point you realised that if you had kept going along up that path, you would have started going uphill. The way this animal track is following, it's going parallel to the hill. So you're no longer heading towards it, you're heading alongside it.
Oh, alright. Well, we need to follow it though, right?
Yeah, you need to follow
I think
it. Well,
so.
you've been told to follow the animal track.
I'll bring this to Leela's attention. And so we've got to get going on here, but more.
Lila, roll me an intelligence check.
I might not be on top of my game, but did you just call me dumb, GM?
No, I didn't.
How rude!
I really didn't.
Absolute,
But
absolute smartness.
yeah, for sure, because especially with that, there's a sudden click. It's something clicks in your head. It's like, oh, this might be a bit of an issue. You headed northward into the forest, which meant that you were going closer towards the hill. And as you got closer towards the hill, or at least it seems like it, this statue that you both have has become more defined. Now that you're no longer heading towards the hill, it's not gaining any more definition.
So we are moving out of its realm.
Doesn't seem like you're moving out of its realm, it just seems that you're not moving further in.
Yeah. Okay, that's good already. I will point that out to Torteek. Okay, so the sculpture hasn't changed in quite a while. It seems the more we walked into the foliage, the stronger it became, or like the more defined it became, and now it's stopping. At least not developing further.
You know what?
Let me see.
Call me
Is it the same with
crazy. Call me crazy or even drunk still, which is both a possibility. And I suddenly stop for a moment and I look around, quickly grab my jug, take another long swig. Yeah, all right. I'm drunk still. I think, what if these things, these statues, have something to do with those fishy people that we just came across?
Oh, I bet so. I mean, the guy who gave them to us is one of the fishy people.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like those fishy ones we just saw that were tried to come in after you.
You mean it reacts especially to them and their presence?
Maybe there's something inside the deeper of the island where they live, and they're doing something about everything.
Yeah, that makes sense actually.
Maybe they've discovered a way to create wine out of dead people, and they're trying to get everybody drunk on dead people.
Drunk on dead people. That is, I mean, a very silly theory, but I think the first part of your theory is pretty good.
Getting people drunk on dead people. That's probably what it is.
My logic, my brain is trying to follow that logic and is having trouble with it.
Mhm.
I came up with it, and I'm having trouble trying to follow.
Oh no!
Oh, this Torteek. Sometimes he's got those moments of brilliance, other times it's kind of like, what?
Very much so. All right. So, do you head further? Do you? Sorry, my apologies. What did you say, Lila?
It's just Torteek wondering, who am I even? Or am I the wine?
Yeah. So, do you head further into the further along the deer path here, or the animal track?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is. So. Yeah, no, that's fine. It's another. Well, time seems to drag by, or does it speed along? Because the light here remains that constant, slightly greyish quality that it's had ever since you landed on this island, albeit somewhat covered by the canopy above your heads. So you're unsure how long you travel travel further, but eventually, through the trees, you begin to see a mound beginning to make its appearance. This mound is located to your left, somewhat to your left-ish, meaning that in order to get to it, you would then be traveling again a little bit more towards the hill. But this mound is large, and as you see it appearing through the trees, you also notice that this mound is in an open space. There are no trees in that area, and this mound dominates the entire clearing. Yeah.
Mm.
You head towards it.
So, does it look like a natural mound, or more like, one of these Viking grave sites or something that people put
Very much
there
like a
for
Viking
some
grave
reason?
site.
Let's go.
It's artificial.
Yeah, it looks artificial. It looks out of place. Yeah.
I would look up.
Sorry.
No, sorry. Please finish the description. I thought sometimes it's a bit difficult.
Yeah, no, of course I understand. Where a natural mound would have trees growing on it, this doesn't. It either because the trees have been cleared away, or there is nothing for the trees to grow on, or nothing for the trees to take root onto that space. You do notice that the mound is covered in plant life, ferns and grass. Which, now you come to think of it, you've not seen grass anywhere. It's all been ferns and woodland plants that kind of have a very wilted or rotten quality to them. Whereas this mound looks green. It looks really out of place, as though somebody has dropped a ray of sunshine in the middle of a desolate area.
Well, that's nice.
Mm. Oh, yeah. I don't trust it, honestly. Oh, a nice ray of sunshine. Would you look at that? Isn't that sweet? And then we get eaten. That's what's going to happen.
Yes. All right. Let's keep on moving toward it.
Yeah. As we're walking up, I would like to have an eye out for, maybe cave entrances or anything on the mound that looks like it leads into the mound that is man-made or...
Oh,
yeah.
Sure. Roll me a perception check. As you start heading
I
towards
shall.
Ooh, 24. Very nice.
24.
So
I
the side
shall
that you
find
are...
the hell up.
the side that you are approaching from, you don't seem to notice any. You don't seem to notice any entrance from that side, but just walking around to take in the perimeter of this space, because of your slightly distrustful, that's the word I wanted, nature right now. I'm guessing you hang back from stepping into the sunlight, as it were. You hang back a little bit in order just to stay within the shadows to make sure that everything's okay. And you do spot you spot an entrance. You spot a, well, sealed for now, stone archway that is slightly slanted, heading further into this quite large mound. And it looks like a grave mound.
Hey, Torteek, do you see that over there?
You? No. Oh, wait, okay, I see it now.
You see, and something that you also notice is that the stone that's in front of this is large and fuck it, we're not going to make it circular. It's large in this very boulder-like way, designed to close off an entrance. One side has been been carved or sheared flat, so that it's able to rest flat against whatever hole that this is meant to cover. And you can see that the stone itself, it doesn't look like it's been moved there yesterday, but it looks like it's been here and just weathered normally. There's none of that sort of rotting lichen or rotting moss that was on the waystone. This appears to be, just like an old mound.
So I feel like I would like to check out what's inside before we attempt to go to the amulet. Since we don't know what to trust right now and who we're doing this for and why, I'd like to find out a bit more about this place. Maybe if we go in, we find some clues about what happened here.
All right. Yeah, well, we know we've got to find the medallion somewhere with this knight on it. So maybe it's inside that place. That archway.
Yeah.
Right. You start heading towards the entrance for this mound. And as you reach that threshold from the edge of the tree line to step into the clearing, your first foot steps over, and then you start to move through, and then there's this, both of you feel this resistance, this force trying to hold you both back as you step forwards, trying to push through to get into the clearing. Can I please have a strength check from you both?
I'm going to try something really quick before I do a strength check. As soon as I feel it pushing back, I put my hand up and say, "Hold on, Lila." And I take that little statuette that I've got, and I drop it on the ground, and then I try walking forward.
Take the statue out. You can almost feel that filth emanating from this statue. You drop it almost reflexively, trying to get rid of that feeling that is giving to you. When you step forward, there's nothing there.
Lila, the statue is keeping you from walking forward.
Oh yeah, we should have realized that. Let's drop them here.
We should drop it.
That. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this makes
Honestly,
me think something else.
I don't just want to drop it, I want to throw it as far away as possible.
Do you do that?
Yeah, honestly, I will throw it far away.
Okay.
Can
Yeah.
Can I try to remember at all what Carmine, what's his name? Grenadine
Thank you. Got there eventually.
said to do with these statues or what they were for, because it's bugging me. I don't remember at all.
Is this Torteek talking or Chadwick talking?
Chadwick.
Okay. I'll let you know then. He said that they were for protection. They were to keep the ghosts and haunted things from attacking you. So far, they've done that. Because there were two ghosts that came up to you and didn't attack you.
Oh no. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, maybe I should have heard that before I threw my statue away very far.
Well, I haven't. So, I haven't because I wanted to have a dexterity roll from you before you did that. So, I'm happy to have a little bit of retcon here because you still haven't done the roll yet.
Okay, so Torteek, you're telling me about this, I'm guessing. Like, oh, I just remembered.
You're like, yeah, I think it's like when you go to throw it, I go and I stop your hand, and I'm like, wait a minute, don't forget. I remember now. Wait, did I remember? Hold on a second. Take a drink of my wine.
For fuck's sake,
What?
you and your bloody wine.
Stop a minute. Stop a second. And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember now. He said this is supposed to keep the ghosts from haunting us.
I'm just so confused. Like Lila is visibly distressed because, like, yeah, usually in such situations I would go into prayer and meditation and see what I can find out about the people and the land around me and find my inner peace and stillness and all these things that I learn in a monastery when your mind is in a cloud. But here I can't do that because we get attacked when we pray to the gods and we get attacked when we throw the cursed statues away and everything is... I can't trust anything here. It's driving me crazy.
Here's what I'm thinking, is that the same type of magic that is making all these ghosts around here is the same type of magic that Grenadine used to protect against them. It's all from the same disgusting evil source. So maybe he's truthfully trying to help us, but at the same time, if this place, this mound, is some kind of place for a guardian, it's getting its power from something else. Much like the Waystone, perhaps it's more of a pure celestial type of nature, as opposed to like a evil abyssal, or what's the word? Nincompooptic. No, what is it with the dead people? Necropoopic? Necromantic. Yeah. Maybe this magic is more from a
It's when you're in love with the ghost. Necromancy is when you make the dead come alive.
So when you're in love with a ghost, if you want to make love with them, you necrophile them.
No,
right?
Yes.
No, but it's probably the same type of magic that is using it. Because, I once heard a very famous person reciting a famous story from a famous wizard once, whose name was Chuck, I think. I don't remember. But they said once that magic itself is much like
a hammer or a sword. It's neither in itself potentially good, evil, chaotic, lawful, or even neutral. It's simply a tool, and it's what the person uses it for that makes the use evil. So, I need a
That
drink.
makes sense. I might need one.
Oh, here, you can have some of my wine first.
Thank you. Okay. Lila is gonna do. So I have the ability Stillness of Mind, right? Which helps me to get rid of certain effects which frighten, or what was it?
When you are charmed or frightened, I believe.
Yeah, charmed or frightened. So I mean, this is not like an effect cast on me by a creature directly, but I feel in game it makes the same kind of sense that she's gonna try and find like the stillness of mind to get rid of the fear and the confusion about who to trust and what to do. And it's just gonna sit on top of the mound in front of the entrance with the sculpture there at her feet and just go into herself a little bit.
So you
and
want
drink
to
a
take...
couple of sips of
So you
wine.
want to take the sculpture with you to on top of the mound?
No, like where we are right now, right? At this
Okay.
entrance.
At the entrance. So,
Oh, sorry, not the top, but like on the way to the top, the entrance.
Okay, so just to clear it up a bit, when you try to cross the threshold from the tree line to the clearing, that's not even at the mound yet. From the tree line to the clearing, you feel that resistance at that point.
Oh, okay. So we can't even get up to the entrance.
You can certainly try.
No, okay. Okay, I'm not going to chuck the sculpture away very far, but I will place it rather gently on like a tree stump or something I can find where I'll find it again later.
Okay. As you both
And go like, okay, I would like for Torteek to send out his feelings, whether, or like if he can identify what kind of god this mound belongs to, if any.
Reach out with your feelings.
Yes.
Do you do divine sense, Torteek?
Yeah, I will divine sense again. I'm getting attacked by a dog nose here. Hold on a second. I'm trying to find my thing. All right, I divine sense. Wait, from the mound. I how far away are we from the mound in the area there? That's
You're
all
about
green.
the threshold of the tree line to the mound itself is about 5 feet.
Oh, all right.
It's very close. It's very close to the tree line, but there is this weird barrier that seems to be kind of resisting you from heading into clearing while you are still in possession of the statues. So you sit there for a moment and send out. You send your feelers out, as it were, into the space around you. There is this weird. There is this really very strange juxtaposition that if you are here at the threshold. There's this between the tree line and the clearing. There's this weird juxtaposition between desecration and consecration, and this massive, constant fight, this fierce fight that is going on between the two. There is this beautiful, glowing feeling that's coming from this area, this mound area, this clearing, which it feels warm, it feels inviting, it feels sacred. Because I can't describe it any other way. It feels safe. It feels safe compared to the filth and evil that seems to be emanating from the forest from the forest areas around you. You also sense you also sense a big old undead underneath that mound.
Oh, all right.
Wait, an undead?
Yep.
Ooh.
Well, so, all right. Let's do this. Lila. Where we're at, I'd go and start to dig a little hole.
Is this in the clearing or in the forest?
Right at the clearing being the green consecrated area, right?
Yeah.
No, this is going to be in the forest area, just outside the clearing. And I take my statue and I put it in the hole.
Okay.
And I motion to Lila to do the same.
Okay.
And if she does, I bury it, then find something else, like obvious, like a stick. Put a stick in there, and take a little bit of a cloth or something to like a marker. Tie it to the end of the stick, so we know where these things are at. And then go into the consecrated area.
Do you allow Torteek to do this, Lila?
Yep.
Alrighty. You spend a little bit of time creating the grave, as it were, for the statues, burying it up and placing your marker there, so you know exactly where it is. And then, with a slight feeling of trepidation, you both step across the barrier, and that's what we're going to call the stream tonight.
No!
That's time.
Want to know what's under the ground?
I know you do, but you ain't gonna, because you're gonna have to come back next week for that.
Oh.
Time that perfect.
You're having a large variety of evil little laughs in this game.
I love it.
Don't like it, Ed.
I love it. It's fun.
I mean, Chad, imagine you didn't have that skill you picked for the divine sense, right? Like,
yeah,
we would have run so many more things.
Oh yeah. I'm honest. I never would have thought of multi-classing between monk, paladin, and sorcerer. It just doesn't seem like it would make any sense. But this is actually a pretty cool combination with what we got going on. Yeah. I'm just like, if I had this character and I was advancing, what would I go and advance more as?
Where would you decide to take the direction? Yeah.
I could see dividing it between monk and paladin almost evenly all the way up.
Yeah, same.
Oh, Ed, I would love it, by the way, if in the regular campaigns you use Torteek and Lila as NPCs at some point in the world, like the weird traveling monks that the others come across.
Depending how this turns out, if they still survive, they are absolutely going to be NPCs in my world.
Nice.
Absolutely going to be NPCs, and I have a feeling that Torteek and Lila will continue to travel the world together, because I have the feeling they have a very special relationship.
Yes.
Any particular moment that stood out to you today? Because I'm just having lots of fun, so the entire session is for me. But any particular moment that stood out for you two today? Also for chat, if there's anything else that stood out for you guys.
Go ahead, Allie.
I am actually really loving this
this almost chase that we had, where I'm just like, ooh, I'm gonna be very stealthy and climb through the forest and spy on them, and then I'm just fumbling all my rolls, falling into the brushes, just oh no, getting out there just right.
You like genuinely what I had planned for that little encounter. I from GM point of view was genuinely worried. Genuinely worried.
Yeah.
Turned out all right.
So now I was watching when you were rolling for those fish people. Is that what they are as Sahuagin?
They're Sahuagin or Sahaugen or Sahuagin, however they're meant to be pronounced.
Sahuagin, yeah, Sahuagin. I don't know. I actually tried looking up the pronunciation for it. It's crazy because I was running a game where it was primarily fighting against them. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I honestly am just really, really enjoying developing the relationship between Torteek and Lila. I think it's a lot of fun. I mean, she makes him want to evolve past his drunkenness, but because of things that happened to him in his background, that's why he's stuck with it. But it's just fun to see that. Yeah, they seem so different, but there is a truly a sense of camaraderie and love between the two of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's amazing. It's been a lot of fun to do that.
Yeah, agreed. Absolutely agreed with that. Alrighty. I would give my memorable moment, but I'm just having so much fun. Actually, no, there is actually a moment that made me go yes, and that was when you had Torteek do his divine sense. For the first time near the stone. I'm like, oh, yay! I get to give you information that's really pertinent to the story. Yay! I was very, very happy about that because it completely throws everything that you've gone through and everything you've been talking to people about and everything you've experienced completely throws it off. And I love that. There is a reason that everything here has a reason, and you will discover it all, hopefully discover it all or piece it all together yourselves. But when you did that, I'm like, yes!
Yeah. That's awesome. Going off of that really quick, I just also wanted to go ahead, Allie. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I'm a bit sad that we didn't make it into the mayor's house anymore to snoop around a bit, because I think his perspective, like he's intentionally painted as the villain, but I'm doubting that more and more who's the villain here, right? So I think that would give us a completely different perspective on the job we're trying to accomplish if we had the time to like snoop around and talk more to the monkey people, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm highly thinking that the idea of good and evil is based purely on, especially with everything that's been coming to light, is based purely on the perspective of whomever it is, because at first we're like, oh no, we're getting tricked. We think with Prenodyne is screwing us with all this other stuff, with these other information that we're getting, but at the same time, he hasn't necessarily lied to us yet, per se. We haven't or discovered that he's lied to us, because these things that he gave us, they are helping keeping us alive. But they are filthy, disgusting, evil things.
But they're keeping you alive, so he's not lied to you.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, but aren't you a bit doubtful about if in the end he's trying to build a machine that helps everyone? Like,
I don't know.
Okay,
so many people.
I'm
in the
gonna go
village
find
are
something to raid while you
avoiding
two carry on.
I think he is sincere in wanting to find something, use these things to go and protect the town, because I mean this is part of his livelihood. I don't think he's necessarily even himself, but I think that like it's the same idea and concept potentially as Oppenheimer. Oh look, we want to try to find energy by discovering how to split an atom. Oh crap, but look, it's also created this massive weapon of destruction when we do this. So, you know, the idea behind it is purely good to create that, you know, wonderful protections, everything for the town, but the manner in which it's doing it is could potentially be very destructive. So I don't think it's necessarily, hey, I've got this evil master plan, but you know, there's still not enough information. For me.
Who knows?
I think you're correct there. That is a good way of looking at it.
I have found somebody to raid. That is good. It's
Yay!
the
Nice.
Dungeon Mister. He's doing Dungeons & Dragons prep, making maps in Incarnate. I have tried to use Incarnate. I don't understand it, but I use a different one. But he is making Incarnate, and I might actually stick around to watch his stream because he seems to be pretty cool at it and seems to know what he's doing. Yeah. Either ways, guys, I will be back. Wow, that's loud. I will be back next week with some Scarlet Guards. Hopefully, I will be back on Friday to do some orc recruiting with some. What was it? What was that game called? Oh yeah, Shadow of War. Otherwise, it'll be not Vampire the Masquerade. Dark Heresy in Worm on Saturday, and an Ocelot here on Sunday. Guys, take care of yourselves, love each other, give yourselves big hugs, give your loved ones big hugs, and we will see you all in another stream some other time. Bye bye.
Bye,
Bye,
you guys.
everybody.